everybody's in.
Looks like everybody's here.
Except for we're missing Commissioner Reeves.
Chuck, can you still hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Looks like everybody's in.
Angela, can you hear me all right? Looks like everybody's here.
We're missing Commissioner Reeves.
Chuck, can you still hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
All
Looks
right.
like everybody's in.
Angela, can you hear me?
Everybody mute your mic.
Do what, Lee?
I think you're okay, Leon. I was just gonna tell everybody else to mute their mic. We were reverberating. Everybody mute your mic.
Do what, Lee?
I think you're okay, Leon. I was just gonna tell everybody else to mute their mic. We were reverberating. Everybody mute your mic. I think you're okay, Leon. I was just gonna tell everybody else to mute their mic. We were reverberating. Everybody mute your mic. Okay. Now, Leon, you can probably unmute yours now.
You gotta unmute, Leon. There you go.
He said I have.
Okay. Everybody else here okay? We're good?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We're ready to go.
Commissioners Court, special meeting, September 15th. It's a little after 2:40, about 2:43. Special agenda, and we have with us today Chuck Robinson, all the way, where, other side of Houston? Yeah, I think. Katie, okay. And with Gallagher, that's our special group that takes care of us with our health insurance. And today we're going to consider and take action recommendations from Liberty County Health Insurance Committee for 2021 employee and retiree health, vision, dental, life, and voluntary insurance coverage and related employee and employer contributions to the plan. We've had 2 meetings thus far with the committee, and this is what we came back to find that would work best for us this year, considering all we've been through this year. So I'm gonna let Chuck and Kim take care of this.
Chuck, you go wrong.
Okay, I'm going to try unmuting myself. Let me know if it creates any kind of an echo. Were you guys able to get a copy of the 3-page executive summary that was sent over to Dee Dee earlier today? I can share it on my screen if I need to, but it might be easier to read if it's in front of you.
We have.
Okay, so on page 1, just kind of summarizing the renewal recap, we went out to market for the medical administration, dental administration, as well as the stop loss, retiree, fully insured medical and RX, vision, basic life, basic AD&D, voluntary life, AD&D. So we marketed all of the lines that we had. The only lines that we did not market are the voluntary accident, critical illness, hospital indemnity, and legal that are with MetLife right now. As far as the renewal is concerned, Blue Cross came back with a very aggressive fixed cost proposal, reducing the fixed costs to the plan by 2.5%. So it comes out to about a $20,000 annual savings on the fixed costs. But based on how the plan's been running, when we combine the fixed costs and the projected claims for the upcoming plan year, we're still looking at about a 5.2% increase to the projected costs for the self-funded medical plan. Dental, there was a rate pass from Blue Cross for the administration, and that's been running better. And we're projecting actually a decrease in the projected plan cost for the dental plan for the upcoming plan year. And then with regards to the retiree medical, we've had several years where we've been able to get it to a rate pass. This year, it was a small increase from the Hartford Benistar. We're looking at a 3.1% increase, which is about a $9,000 annual increase to the retiree medical plan. All of the other lines, visions under rate guarantee, and all of the other lines receive rate passes from Blue Cross Blue Shield. So the bottom half of page 1 is the recommendations that the benefits committee came back with, which is to renew with Blue Cross Blue Shield as the administrator, not make any changes to the medical plan design, which is a single plan option that we currently offer, but provide an increase in cost to the employee contributions for what they pay for their medical. And those are going to be illustrated on page 3 of this summary. As far as the stop loss, which is your reinsurance, the recommendation is to renew with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. Matter of fact, if we stay with Blue Cross for the administration, we're not able to carve out the stop loss, so it would require us to renew the stop loss as well, but keep the ISL deductible or the individual stop loss deductible at $150,000. For the retiree medical, the recommendation is to stay with Hartford Benistar without any changes to the medical plan options and to match the retiree only cost to the new active employee only rate that's being recommended on page 3, which is consistent with what we do now. Right now, the retiree only pays the same as an active employee enrolled in employee only. And then for spouses and dependents that are enrolled in the retiree over 65, they pay 100% of the cost under the plan. Dental, vision, life, all of those benefits recommendations are no changes to those plan designs or to the cost to employees for what they pay for the benefits that they pay towards. Some of those benefits are paid for by the county. And then on page 2 is a financial summary that kind of gives you a roll up of the total annual expenses as well as what the employees pay towards the portion of the annual cost. I'm going to stop there. I just want to make sure that there's not any question. I'm going kind of fast and I can go into some more detail on any of these line items that you would like to talk about. And page 3 is probably the piece where, you know, the increase, this is the change to the employees. We've not changed the contributions for employees for several years. We did make some plan design changes about 4 years ago, but the recommendation is to provide an increase to the employee contributions. I've highlighted that in the red boxes at the top of the page on page 3. So you can see what the new monthly recommended contributions are for each tier, employee only, and then the different tiers. And then the red box on the right-hand side shows the dollar increase for those changes.
Any questions? Good.
Angela? Have you looked over this?
Yes, we've seen it. Mhm. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
No, I have no questions.
No, it, very minuscule.
Chuck, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Leon.
Okay, bottom line is, we're gonna have for employee only, about a $25.84 monthly increase.
That's correct.
And if you're employee and spouse, you're looking at about $32 a month.
Correct.
Okay, so if it's employee and total family, you're looking at close to $59 a month, correct?
Increase, $59 in increase, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Right. That is for employee and retiree health, dental, life, voluntary insurance coverage, and related employee and employer contributions to the plan. So now we need to vote. Or do we have any other discussion?
Well, I will review the recommendation.
All right, we got a motion to approve, and a motion to approve the recommendations. Bruce or Leon, I need a second.
Second.
Got a second for Bruce. So a motion from Greg. Second Bruce to approve. No further discussion? All in favor say aye. Likewise, nays. Nobody. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
You have a good day.
All right, appreciate your help, Chuck. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Take care.
All right, next item is consider approving contract for inmate medical services with Southern Health Partners Incorporated for a term of 1 year beginning October 1st, 2020. Matthew, this is one y'all been working on.
Yes, so in prior versions, as we kind of went back and forth, well, and let me back up. So, for clarity's sake, we're taking over Operation the Jail starting October, which will require the county to provide medical services to the inmates. One way of doing that is through a contract with a service provider. And that would be covered under the Professional Procurement Act, which means that we can't bid it out. We have to choose a competent person and then negotiate with them, generally speaking. So we have reached out to Southern, and at first, their kind of proposal involved everything from medical services to pharmaceutical services as well. After looking into it, I determined that pharmaceutical services really should be bid out separately. So we've excluded that from this contract. So this is simply for medical services that are performed, routine in the jail itself. It provides for nurses, a medical provider, including a mid-level, and other staff to be there within certain parameters, 16 hours a day for the nurses. Now it is a upfront, per month cost, and it assumes a 250 inmate amount, okay? So we're gonna have to pay at least as if we had 250 inmates in there. And we'll go up per inmate per day for each day that we're over 250, okay? And that cost is, scroll back down, roughly 438, I would want to say. As soon as I can find it again. And so we are still going to have to go out for a contract, but I understand that there are several formularies that are on my board that we can enter into. And that would take care of all routine medical services for the jail. But I looked at the contract, it looks just fine. I had a couple of the standard items that I've discussed with Southern that they swear affirm that they do not boycott Israel and that they don't do any business with terrorist organizations, that kind of stuff. But we'll throw that on as an addendum to this and send it their way if it is critical.
This is $438,000 a year to have a staff of a nurse or RN that sits over there 16 hours a day.
Yep.
365 days a year.
Yes,
basically.
yes. And
As long as we don't go over the 240 or 250.
250.
250.
Yeah, as long as we don't go over the 250, then we don't have.
As we go over, if we ever go over, what is that addition?
Then it's, I want to say, if I could find it, I want to say it's $1.25. Is that right? Yeah, $1.25 per inmate per day.
Any, you looked at this one?
And the actual amounts, the annual,
Can you come up this way so they can hear you?
the actual amount, the annual is $4,119,912.04.
419, not
Yes,
438. I had 438 in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And it comes up to a monthly agreement of $34,992.67. Because of the reduction in the cost pool.
Now there, yeah, and there is a cost pool here. So we'll be required to put $20,000 up front that'll sit there and they'll bill against for certain things. We don't go over the 20,000, then we get the money back.
The per diem that you're talking about, Commissioner, that is actually an option that we have to charge back to our cost pool.
Okay.
So, but it's up to our discretion if we want to use that or not.
So the 20, you talking about the 20,000?
Yes, yes, sir.
$20,000 is like a deposit per month, isn't it?
No, we pay it, we pay it in the monthly fee,
Yes.
but it is, it's kind of like we're putting up the 20,000 for these services that are in that cost pool. So the services that we have included now, we did have the pharmacy in there, but we had to take that one out. But the services that we do have in that cost pool now is all inside and outside is our lab procedures, all the lab, our x-rays, the per diem for anybody over, inmates over the 250. The site, our 24/7 site, it's a on-call crisis site. If we're needing that service, that's $150 per visit. That's something above what we're already contracted for a psychiatrist 8 hours a month. So this is above that.
Do we have an idea of basically what the prescription side of this is going to cost us?
And our prescriptions always run between 50 and 60 a year. So that's when we had it in the cost pool, we budgeted around 60,000. But now that we're, that's not gonna be included in this contract, we're still gonna have to budget that amount for, prescriptions. We're not saving that amount, we're still having to pay that.
So we're back up to basically $480,000.
Yes, sir, including the prescriptions, yes. So we still have to go and get that contract done separately for that. So,
Angela, have we looked at that in our budget?
Hey Penny, do you have the contract in front of you? Can we just run through the numbers really quick?
yes, I do, I sure do.
Okay, so we're doing the 363,720, right, for the 250 inmates? I have the right, I just want to make sure I get these to the dollar since we're finishing up the budget. So is that where we're at for the 250 inmates? Down at the bottom, probably page 7 was the one I had, and it said $363,720.
I'm actually looking at the contract and it's on 15.
Probably don't have it in front of me. I just wanted to get all the pieces of those numbers again.
It is actually the 419,912.04. So, and that's with that Matthew reviewed and
Yes,
put on the agenda today.
yeah, I finally found it. Yes, that's correct. It's on page 15.
Yes, on page 15.
And that's a set amount. And then the $1.25. Yeah, I haven't done the math. I don't know what the $1.25 works out, assuming 250 inmates throughout the year.
I think we looked at it and it was, weren't we figuring about maybe $1,200 extra a month or so, Angela? It was
Yeah, we
between 1,200 and 15 maybe on the high end
About 18,000.
with what the numbers that we have now.
Get a good number. Okay, I just want to make sure, I'm coming up a little bit different with my numbers, but I'll get a copy of that and make sure that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I think we are
A copy of the final. I'm sure you sent it.
from the beginning. Yes, I did. I sure did. I sent it to you.
I'll go find it.
Matthew,
Yes,
this will go into effect October the 1st, correct?
that's correct.
Okay.
And it's for, like I said early on, for 1 year. It can be renewed annually. To get out of the auto renewal, though, we have to give 60 days notice, okay?
Okay.
So,
And there is a 3%
yes.
annual renewal. So we're looking at probably 12,500 or 13,000 per year for next year
Yes.
for the annual renewal, if we count the 3% in. So that's gonna be on top of that automatically.
It looks like we got a year to find somebody that might be a little cheaper.
Cost of doing business.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Bruce. I'm just gonna get Leon's on here. Thank you, Leon, caught you just in time. Second, Leon,
Anything to very much.
Thank you, Matthew.
to approve, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen. And number 3, consider and renew the current fee structure for fiscal year 2021 for the fees charged by the county clerk, set by the Liberty County Commissioners Court, including the records archive fee created during fiscal year 2020 and previously approved by this court. So, Lee?
Yes, you renewed the records archive fee in a previous meeting. I get a little loopy and I forget things, but I wanted to make sure as part of our budget process that we renew the current fees that are set by the Commissioners Court. I was gonna say, just take what we're doing this year and go to next year. There is one though I would like you to have a look at. I've discussed it with Angela, with Judge Chambers, with Delia, and now I'm bringing it up to you. Our law library fee that we charge, you can charge up to $35, set it up to $35. We are currently collecting $35. That's a little excessive. All the counties around us only charge $30. They have managed to get the cost of the fees with that law library down. It's got a pretty decent balance in it right now, even with coronavirus. And I feel like that, let's save our filers that $5 and drop that one to $30 if you don't mind. So I have another copy of the fees for my office that show the difference. It's all a civil fee. It's in the civil cases. So it would be affecting probate, all civil filings and family filings. It would basically drop them all down $5.
So you're recommending the fees, or just reapprove the fees that we already had with well adjusted?
Yes, just adjust down the law library, unless you see some reason, Matt, why we shouldn't, but I mean, it's just, we overcharge and we're not.
No,
So
there's-
let's make it more on par with the other counties and charge $30 for our law library fee. That's my recommendation, but you can set it up to 35 and it's currently set at 35. I would just like to suggest that you drop that one to 30.
Is there any other rates in here that has went up?
Now, the ones that went up were the sheriff's fees.
We've already
You
approved it.
approved previously,
Mhm.
right? So that shows my fees with the sheriff's new fees in it. Nothing else has changed. And like I said, I was just gonna say renew the whole thing with the new fees, but if you will, please consider dropping the law library fee from 35 to 30. I think that's just a little more equitable. So that's my suggestion.
I move we approve the fee list that you give us with the adjustments in your request.
Got a motion, need a second.
Second.
Got a motion from Greg, second from Leon to approve as described. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. That gentleman.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, got a motion to adjourn from Bruce.
Bruce jumps in
Okay.
there. Thank
Second
you.
from Greg, all in favor, say aye. We are adjourned.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
appreciate it. Looking a little bit better on our insurance.